So we talked a little bit before the season, this last spring league season, but obviously it did end the way that you wanted it to. But tell me a little bit about how that was. You mentioned a little bit in our little chat before we talked, but how did that season go for you?
I mean, it went. We were right there, and we were the only team to beat the champions,
Yep.
and we're about 3 extra points, and this is so close to beating Hal that second time from being there. There's about 6 different plays that could have gone our way. It just wasn't meant to be, but heck, we scored more points than anybody combined between me and Hal in that game. So, I mean, it was a classic. Then outside of that, we took care of business, and it was good. It was great to work with both quarterbacks. I enjoyed that as well. And my receiver, I mean, it was a great experience, and it's been great seeing a lot of these guys get signed. Between Bandy, who led the league in receptions, get signed to the Chargers, and Matt Siebert go to the Chargers, and Big John, who is our centers up there in Canada now. Some of these guys is a little bit of a head scratcher why they're not even in Canada, but there's just so much fluctuating of talent because of the COVID stuff. They can't reel guys in, but both quarterbacks and both running backs, gosh, they should be somewhere. That's without a question. And we got other guys too that are right there. But it was great just trying to get a resume basically for them together to get some recent film out there, and we had a lot of success. I mean, we were the second leading scoring team, and we led the league in second half points with 112. So I think we out of our 160 points we scored, it was always in the second half. We'd score 3 times as much as we would in the first half.
Right. Yeah, I built a relationship with Sola over from last year going into this year, and I saw a lot of improvement from last year to this year with him.
Yeah, great kid. He's I mean, there's so many of these guys I would have taken yesterday, with the Roughnecks, when I was the receiver coach for June Jones there. I mean, a lot of these guys could have played for us very easily in Houston in 2020.
Now, one thing too that I'll say, because you brought it up a little bit, there were a lot of Roughnecks coaches on these staffs. You, Ted, Darius Bell, some more too. Was that did that just happen, or what do you think? Was it maybe Brian Woods' connection to Houston that brought that about?
That's more coaches with connections with each other, just because of that Roughneck staff and what we do. So Teddy was there, and he got the job, and he tried to get a lot of us to go there, and I talked to him at one point the first go around in 2020, and I was already committed to that high school, and I'd already told Jerry no, too. They both wanted me to, and see, Jerry just goes back to the run and shoot, and his DFO was our DFO and Roughnecks, and we're all just kind of intertwined between Canada. And I mean, there's so many connections. Deep Bell, I've coached with him at SMU and the Roughnecks, so it's just that run and shoot family kind of branched out and ended up in different teams. Because Conan or Dennis McKnight, our O-line coach, I mean, he goes back to the Hawaii days, and we're together in Canada and the Roughnecks, and we need an O-line coach to run this offense. We're together. Yeah, it's just that was more of a run and shoot tree getting kind of branched out over these few teams. Nice.
It was real nice to see. So I told you about the interview recently with that I got to hear it, and I wrote a little bit about it. A friend of mine out of Louisville that just interviewed Hal Mumme, and he mentioned you and the air raid certification and how that was your brainchild. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? He talked a little bit about it, but can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, I first met Hal at SMU in 2013 when I was going in there to be a GA as a young 20-something-year-old coach, and we would connect again. He had hired me as his quarterback coach in 2018 at Jackson State, and just before he did that, we were starting to hang out with each other all the time at these coaching conventions, and I would just start to learn the air raid. My background's always been run and shoot, and I had so much information wrong because I would, go study it on the internet, go to Hal, and Hal's telling me something completely different. Well, the stuff on the internet is some guy in his basement playing Madden that's never has any connection to any type of air raid stuff, but he puts a Texas Tech logo on it, and everybody thinks it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, there's got to be a way that, when these coaches are coming up to us, this is me coming out of my 20s as a young coach, now 30. I wish I would have had this, like going to college, like, how can we have a way where, like, Hal teaches us the air raid? I mean, we, like, take a course on it. Like, we quiz these guys. Like, no, this is how we read 92. And we just kind of came up with the certification. And no one had really done that. They sell systems, and you kind of get a bunch of ideas. We were going to quiz guys, and if you want to say air raid, you're going to have to pass these tests. And it just gave solid information out on the internet that you knew was real. Because if you want to run the air raid in high school or college, well, you want to learn it from the Godfather, not some anonymous source on the internet. You don't know where it's coming from. There's all sorts of information that's legit, but a lot of it is not. And
yeah.
we just wanted to have some material prepared for guys that are wanting to do it. Because the alternative too now is to buy a plane ticket, get a hotel, fly into where Hal Mumme's coaching it at the time, spend thousands and thousands of dollars, which is what I did learning to run and shoot back in 2009 at SMU, and just getting to spend 3 days with not even Hal, his assistant, and then that's all you got.
Yeah.
So we've made this. We've taken that, and through the internet and being able to talk to Hal personally and having his contact now, we've made it to where anybody can learn this skill and get in contact with Hal for a few $100s instead of a few thousand.
Yeah, I'm being from Kentucky. I got to witness the air raid right up front when he was there with Tim Couch and that. So it was real fun, a lot of fun. And then I grew up a fan of the Oilers and like in what I saw with Warren Moon and Haywood Jeffries and Drew Hill and those guys there with the run and shoot. And then Glanville in Atlanta, just those two styles. I know they're not the same, but they're similar. But like those two styles of offense,
they're the same. And here's what it is: both of them open up the pass. Here's what's the exact same with them. Both systems are designed to pass to set up the run.
Yep.
And when they start breaking out these runs, they don't need to run more. They're just going to continue to run further. And even though some schematic stuff is different, there's so many plays that are similar, but the philosophy is the same. And that's honestly why you look at the offenses in the TSL and who emphasized the pass between me and Hal. And I think that's why we had the most success, because what's similar to them too is both of them's plays are very few. But we're gonna master these plays, and get better at a few things and be the master of none.
Right.
And again, I think that's why we had a lot of success between the two, because they're very, very similar.
Yeah, that was one of the questions that I asked Sola throughout the season. How's it feel to be a running back in a run and shoot offense? And his main answer to me was, they have to watch out for me. Because they never know when I'm coming. Because just like you said, we pass and set up the run. So they have to watch out for me because I am coming. So they have to, even on every play, they don't know when. We're not like a first down run team. They have to watch out for me. And he says, and so when they don't know when I'm coming, that's some of the times when I shine. So.
Yeah, and he did. I mean, I can think of 2 runs that come to mind that he had two or more 50-plus more yard runs from Sholin. I don't think anybody had one like that, where he took it and he split the defense and scored a 50-plus yard touchdown. And I don't even know if this is true, but I would bet a lot of money that he led the league in yards per carry.
He was up there. I don't know. Unfortunately, they didn't do a whole lot with availability of stats. So, but
That's why I don't know either.
Yeah, I would say that he did, just from what I saw, and I didn't miss but a couple of games. So, you said that you're just kind of waiting to see what goes on with these leagues. I'm guessing that means that you just don't know anything about what's next for you, or do you have some plans between now and when you might find out?
No, there's pretty much no plans between now and December, and that can mean a lot of different things too. Something could open up in the NFL or NCAA, and I won't be involved in these spring leagues, or something could pop here between now and then in the USFL and the XFL. I think there's some stuff that might happen with the XFL that no one's really expecting, and they're just as alive as ever, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. But it's almost like a first come, first served, and we'll look at the most intriguing offer and go from there. But this kind of, for the first time, and I've been coaching since 2008. This is the first time I just won't coach in the fall, and it's just to be open for anything that opens up.